All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our Virtues Pick for today. Every day it seems like I say, this is my favorite virtue, and today is no exception, except that this is also maybe one of the most confused ones, especially when talking to parents. And so the word that came up for us today was detachment. So let's read the description first, and then we'll talk about it a little bit, see how we can focus on it today. So the description goes like this: detachment is experiencing our feelings without allowing them to control us. We step back and look at things objectively. We let go and accept what we cannot change. We detach from others' choices, knowing that their spiritual work is not ours to do. We choose how we will act rather than just reacting. We step away from harmful cravings. Detachment is a deep breath of peace and patience in response to unexpected anger. We can listen without losing ourselves. With detachment, we see our mistakes honestly, make amends, and start afresh. Detachment allows us to be in the world but not of it. It frees us to lead our lives with grace. So why is this word so interesting to me, especially when it comes from a parenting point of view? Is that a lot of times when you talk to parents about detachment, they misunderstand it for meaning negligence, right? For being separated from, or not being with. And so, again, this is one of those things that, requires a great deal of balance in all of the virtues, but detachment isn't about separation at all. The only thing that's separate is our response to whatever is happening or whatever the event is or whatever the person is saying. And really, detachment is making a choice and seeing things in an objective kind of way. So what stands in the way of a detachment is our emotions, right? And when we're a parent, we're obviously very close to our children. We want the best for them, just like all parents. We want them to be successful. We want them to be healthy. We want them to be safe. And so sometimes those feelings, those emotions that we have, and those desires that we have can get in the way of allowing the spiritual work as well as the mental and emotional work that's needed by our kids for them to do for themselves, and to recognize and learn about consequences, and to learn about resilience and growth. And so detachment for us is to experience those feelings without allowing them to control us. And so as I've been working, I have a couple of young men that I've been working with, and one of the things that we review every day that we work together is the things that we're responsible for. And one of those things that we are responsible for individually is for our response to those things that are stressful or are frustrating. Now, that's where detachment comes in, right? And so as I look at this today, I'm thinking to myself, how am I going to focus on detachment today? So I am not attached to the end results of whatever it is that I'm doing. I'm doing it for the love of doing it. I'm doing it for the good that it brings me, for the happiness it brings me. I'm doing it for how it improves me as a person. And my attachment to results, as in how many followers do I have, or how many clients do I have, or how much money am I making? Those things are totally out of my control. I don't control how many people listen or share. I don't control how much money I make. I don't control. I can influence all of those things, yes, but I cannot control it. And so my detachment is to just look at things objectively, and what am I doing? Now, as a parent, one of the things that we see so often is that parents are not willing to let go of some things, and they try to control things that, one, are not theirs to control, and two, we can only control some things, but many times to the detriment of a relationship or that person. So, as a parent, you've heard that saying, to pick your battles. And for me, what that means is let's look at and clarify what is most important for us and boundaries that we have. And then use those boundaries as a way of knowing what to detach from and what to and what we need to set, as a boundary or to move away from. So, that's what detachment is about, I think. And so I love this word because it helps us to get through some of the most difficult parts of our life, right? It helps us to build our resilience. It helps us to persevere. It helps us to do all of those things that lead to success and that lead to being the best person that we can be. And that's why I love this word so much. And I love talking to parents about it because it is the hardest thing for a parent to do, is to detach themselves from the choices that their children are making. There's no doubt about it, and it's because we love them so much, and it's because we want the best for them, and we think that we can help them be their best, and our job is to detach ourselves from those things and draw out of them the very best, their best qualities, and allow them to see what is good about them. And if we're constantly trying to control their actions so that they, quote unquote, are good, I'm just going to tell you that we're going to end up with a child that either doesn't know how to make decisions, doesn't have any resilience, or ends up being very, very rebellious as they get older, and maybe even breaking off. I've seen this before, breaking off relationships because they didn't want to be under the control of a parent. So just some thoughts, and it's a word that we can go into much, much deeper. If it's something that you do want to learn more about and learn more about detachment, just contact me, and it's a conversation that we can have, and we can work on detachment as something that and all of the balancing, let's say, all the balancing virtues that go with it. So that's my thoughts today about detachment. We want to teach our kids about detachment, and the best way is modeling it for them. And then they'll learn that their choices have consequences, and they're going to learn that there's certain things that they don't control. So, and I would have to add, they'll also learn that their response is what they're responsible for, right? So thank you for being here. Have a great day today. And as always, practice all of the virtues. Today we're focusing on detachment, but practice all of the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time.